Hi, it's B. B to you. Today is May 6th, 2025. And on April 19th, 2024, I did a live of something that concerned me. And it's the game Senior Assassin. What is Senior Assassin? It's a popular but potentially dangerous game played by high school seniors where they use water guns or Nerf guns to eliminate each other by tagging or assassinating their target. The goal is to be the last one standing and win a prize, often a cash pot. While intended as a fun tradition, concerns have begun to rise about the game's safety due to a potential for misinterpretation with real firearms and possibility, of accidental injuries. When this came out, it concerned me that someone would mistake. I showed the pew pews that they were using, and they looked so realistic. And I just never really thought about all the consequences, apparently, because there's more to it. Um, on April 20th, 1 year and 1 day from my video, a young man in a town not far from me in the Dallas Fort Worth area was playing this game. And he jumped on the back of a Jeep trying to assassinate the driver, assumingly, maybe a passenger. Details are not presented 100 here, but one of the intended targets was in the Jeep. And the Jeep drives around the neighborhood a little bit. It's on security cameras. And an accident happens. I'm conflicted because the parents are struggling from the accident and they're grieving. So it's hard. It's really hard. Essentially, the young man fell off and has a severe brain injury. Um, and he's on life support and has been since April 20th. And they haven't said it publicly, but the way it's sounding is that the hospital is saying that there's no chance, there's no brain activity type situation, and the parents are wanting to move to a new hospital. They're not going to give up on him, and that's admirable. I mean, any parent's worst nightmare, right? But it's hard. You don't want to place any blame at this moment. They're wanting criminal charges against the driver of the Jeep. I don't know what was in that person's mind. I don't have a clue, but I also know that we don't know what they were thinking and what their level of let me away from this situation, or if it was just fun and games. We don't know. But your child jumped on the back of a moving vehicle and stayed there until a bump in the road took them off. And the person was not, like, any speed is bad when you have a human body on the outside of a vehicle. I'm not saying that it's not a dangerous situation. For the driver should have known it was dangerous, but the boy should have known it was dangerous jumping onto the back of the truck, Jeep. So it's a sad situation. We are literally just weeks from graduation. This has changed not only his life, but all the seniors' lives that have to, that are playing this game and doing this. Just please talk to the kids if you have any around you that are even the younger ones that are coming up. Like, this is not a game to play. This is not a healthy game to play. This is not flag football. And dangerous things can happen during that too. I don't want to be like, play with water, or not even water balloons, play with balloons and badminton. I'm not, you can't realistically, the kids are going to do things. Even water parks are dangerous. I get it. But this is a game that you're trying to assassinate your schoolmates. And it just, the logic behind it just doesn't compute to me. I understand that people play video games and they assassinate people all the time, and I don't think it's a game to play. And I plead with you to speak to your kids or the nieces and nephews or grandkids or whatever it is, that this is not the game to play. Like I said, I'm struggling because you don't want to put blame on the young man that is essentially may not recover, but he has to take some responsibility for having gotten. I'm sorry. I've been crying. I mean, I understand that it's just another news article, but it's not. And this is just a horrible situation. So see the young man jump on the back there. That's the young man in question. While the other one's trying to open the car door. I don't know his fight or flight mechanisms. I don't know what he was thinking, the driver. I say he, it could have been her. But the poor parents, totally understand their situation. And it's terrible. But I just want people to understand that this stuff can happen, What good can come from a game that you're trying to eliminate people physically? I mean, like, you're chasing them. I've read so many stories since I've done the story on this where people, there was a child who was shot entering a home. They thought it was an intruder, and it was just one of the participants of this game. Schools are making rules that if you play this game that you can be suspended for 3 days. You can lose your privilege to walk for graduation or any senior activities following the time that you're caught doing this. It's dangerous. It's so dangerous. And I feel for this family, but I also feel for the young man or the young person driving the Jeep, that I don't think they had the forethought to what could happen or how this could have played out in that respect. But lives have changed over a fun game, they call it, Remember when we used to just skip school and go to Six Flags or something? I mean, it, I don't know. I'm just torn up about this. I really am, because I saw this as a dangerous game to play, and people needed to know that things can go wrong, and these are still our kids. They haven't graduated yet, And I know all too well how hard it is to control, I'm using my fingers, control a teenager. But we have to have these talks with them. We have to they can blow us off, but at least we know we did our part. And it's heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking. I don't know what else to say. Um, it's disturbing, and I feel for this family like nobody's business. I don't even. It's horrible. What do you say? How can somebody talk to these kids about not playing this game? Like, the young man was on the back of a Jeep and now he's laid in a bed. This little dip in the road right here is what likely cost him his life. I mean, he's still here. Please, please pray for him. Send positive thoughts, whatever your thought process is and how you process things. Please send it to the family, to the other kids in the school, they need it. They need it bad right now. It's all over my Facebook pages and local things. And if you have children, if you know children, at least do your part. I mean, tell them that this is not the game to play. Like I said, they're not always going to listen, but at least you've done your part. It doesn't hurt to tell them this. It doesn't hurt to try to stop it. Thanks for listening. Again, the game is Senior Assassin, and it's basically like a game of tag, but you have to be shot to be out. And that just doesn't even sound right to say it, no matter how you look at it. So, thank you for listening. And like I said, I did a live on this on April 19th, 2024. And this young man was injured April 20th, 2025. I don't want to see this again. I don't want to hear about this again. So if there's anything that you can do to get another child to not play this, please do so. Thanks for listening.